Hello guys and welcome to another battle report. This is 2500 point between my Saurian Ancient and at my club a Orc and Goblin player, which is very cool. I haven't faced enough in 9th yet, so it will be a very interesting game. We rolled up for scenario. We got the one there you have to get into your opponent's deployment zone, and we scattered out some terrain and then we good to go. So for his list he have let's start from the left. He have a giant with a 6-up ward, then he have a scrap wagon, +1 strength update, orc Edbashers, feral orc. They have a shaman with their own path, the missile and the reroll of 1. Then they have a unit of iron orc with a iron orc warlord with 1-up save, 4-up reg, reroll 2 wounds, and they have the holy attack banner. In front of them you have a gigantic squig that will just bounce around, and behind them he have a goblin king on a spider. He got impact hits from a helmet and the bow with 4 shots hitting on 4 strength for armor piercing. Then he got actually printed, 3D printed from his company, a great green idol, which is a new Orc and Goblin unit, and it's kind of defensive, giving a lot of buffs to his units, and it's kind of cool. Then you have an Orc Shaman with level 2 of Wilderness. Got the signature, and if I'm not mistaken, the Bolt Thrower spell. He also got in that unit orcs with spear and bows and shield, and finally some forest goblin riders. And for the dinosaurs I got to the left chameleons, and then I got some sky riders, Petrodon, snake swarm in the ruin to fill out core point, a unit of skink braves with a captain, nothing special on him. Behind them I have a salamander who spits venom, the catapult version. Then I have the Triscutus, the laser cannon version. I going for the Saurian warlord, who is my general with 1-up reroll save. Amongst the temple guard with the armor piercing banner, I did him the general because the temple guard have the bodyguard special to the general, so I want to make them stubborn as long as he can survive. I got the other Triscutus next to them to give them poison buff. Then I got in the ruins there is skink braves with blowpipe and shields, and also a captain BSB. Then I got my slan in the ruin, call to the lord. He basically have a 2-up ward against everything, because he's a ghost, so he is scary and you need medical attack to negation that. He got a 4-up ward in base, and I gave him the medic rest 2 item, so he's rocking 2-up ward against most things. He also got the reroll of his first failed dispel attempt, and he rocking the Lord of Nature. I got I got the regrowth spell, I got the toughness buff, I got the missile, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I got the oak tree spell. And then I got in the ruin also, I got a salamander who spits flame, and skinks raised with 3 shamans in them. In front of that ruin is a forest. Actually, when we rolled up, we got a lot of things on this side of the board, so I choose to castle in with this stuff. And I also have some chameleons to the right of this picture, and some skink captain, which I cannot seem to find on this picture. I'm not really sure where he is, but he is hiding somewhere in this picture. Well, the Orc and Goblin got the first turn, and you can see he wastes no time staying back. He just rushes his whole force forward, which is basically what you are supposed to do if you're playing the green skins. Nothing particular happened during his magic phase. He got off the missile on my salamander, did 2 wounds to that. Unfortunate for him, they were all pretty bad. I think his bows killed 2 of my chameleons, but they passes their panic check. And over to the Saurian Ancient's first turn. So for the dinosaurs' first turn, my plan here is basically tempting his giant to charge my swarm. I got poisoned, which is kind of good. And if he chooses to charge the chameleon instead, I will just flee with them and they will run over that ruin and bounce off on the other side. And now my Petrodon character is visible in front of his Savage Orc, so he must have been hiding in the ruins or something. I push him up, so my plan here is his Fairy Orc will probably charge him to get him out of the way. I will flee over these swarms, and he will probably redirect into the swarms, and he will probably kill the swarms and have to overrun, hopefully overrun far enough for my temple guards to get an easy flank charge on his Feral Orc. But that's the plan for hopefully happen in the second turn. Otherwise, magic wise, I do kill his scrap wagon with the missile from the nature spell. I love that spell, it's really good. And I also get debuff poison on my swarms. So that's it for the Saurian Ancient's first turn. Well, what didn't work out in my turn, I didn't kill his Mangler. You can see it's still living, but this is showing his charges. His Great Green Idol charges one of my skink units. I of course used to flee, and I think he tried or just accepted the failed charge. I don't remember on the top of my head. Otherwise, the giant failed charge the chameleon, and the Feral Orc charged into the swarms. This picture just showing his Mangler bouncing through my units. He did pretty bad for the Mangler roll. He killed like a handful of skinks. I don't really care. He does only 2 wounds to the Triscutus with the last cannon. But that's it for the... I don't think he did much in magic. He gets some buffs out on his Iron Orc, but nothing. I have no plans of getting into combat with them now. Anyway, this is before his movement, by the way, so we will push the Iron Orc forward. Here is a picture of his movement. Here is his furthermost flank. I have my chameleons to the top right of this picture. So for the dinosaur's second turn, what I do, first of all, the temple guard charges the Feral Orc, and since he's frenzy, he cannot flee. Of course, he killed my swarm, and he overran over and killed the captain too, but that is irrelevant in this case. I took out my skink captain from those unit of half-dozen skink braves and chef up his whole Iron Orc unit. I then send in the skink braves into those spearmen. Not really sure how it will go. I actually found out this morning when at the club, actually, thanks to a comment from my last video, that you actually randomize hits even in combat against the skinks, which is brutal, and which means that I probably will have to find another solution for this list and move back the Saurus Warriors again. But anyway, otherwise movement, I pushes up the Triscutus to be close within range to the Temple Guard to give them poison and the +1 weapon skill. The Sky Riders move over the Mangler, drop the rock on him and kill him. And otherwise, not much my level 4 move out to the ruin, away from his great green idol, but otherwise, yeah, that's the movement. Magic, nothing in particular happened. I think he dispelled most of it. I think I got off some. No, I actually think he dispelled it all, to be honest. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's how life is sometimes. Shooting didn't do nothing. Well, the temple guards suffered some casualty, but they did manage to break those feral orcs and they run away, and I did not manage to catch them, unfortunately. But what you gonna do? In this combat, I think I actually won this one by 1 or 2. But he passed his break check because he's general and that green idol works as a BSB, so yeah, they stand. So for the greenskin turn 3, he will use his giant to protect his feral orc from being run into once again with the temple guards. Otherwise, his iron orc charges into my brave skin chief, and his idol of green, oh, what is it called now? Great idol of great green idol. That's it. Charges my skink, and I choose to flee, and he tried to run into my Tres Scudas. I don't like that, but I cannot really do much. He failed that charge. His Spider Rider, Goblin King, charges the Tres Scudas in the front, and he also failed. I don't think he needed much, but he rolled pretty crappy and didn't make it in. And here you can see his Forest Goblin Riders flank charges into my flank of my skinks. You can also see here on this picture that he did get off Savage, the signature from Path of Wilderness on his orc, so they got +1 strength and toughness, and he used the attribute to actually move his great green idol towards the skinks instead, which is kind of a nice move, kind of a nice little lore attribute from that path. Well, the Iron Orc, of course, slaughtered the poor skink captain. The general went in the challenge with him, and but he didn't even do any overkill, so he only did 2 wounds to him. Unfortunately for him, but yeah, he killed him, of course, and then he reforms towards my temple guard. I'm not sure why I don't have any picture of my movement phase, but what can we tell? It's not much. I throw away my Sky Riders in front of his Iron Orc to stop them from moving. Otherwise, I basically had nothing to move. The Temple Guard charged the Giant and slaughtered him in combat. And that panicked the feral orcs off the board, so a really nice bonus there for me. And then I reform to potentially take a charge from the Iron Orc, but I don't really know if I want to. They are kind of brutal in combat. Here in this combat, he brutally failed. Yeah, he ran away. He rolled like crap with his orcs, hitting 1 or 2 maybe. My skink did some pretty good damage towards his Forest Goblin Riders. My Cayman had actually killed his Shaman. And yeah, I tried to run his Orc down, but I rolled double 1, so I did not get anywhere at all. And now I have the great green idol in my flank for his turn 4. Why didn't I have a picture of his turn 4? I don't know, but most of our things are in combat now, so we can probably figure out the rest. His Orc Spearman rallied, his Forest Goblin Riders run off the board, maybe not this turn but next. Otherwise, his Goblin King charges down my Petrodons and kill them all. And yeah, so for the dinosaur's turn, I actually thought that it would be a good test for my Temple Guard to see how they handle a unit of Black Orcs, because I'm too lazy to pretty much sit down and do map hammer with everything. So I just want to see by experience how this fight will go. So I send them in. Hopefully I will get some buffs up. I do not, by the way. Shooting phase, I take a wound off the spider, but otherwise nothing. In this combat, his Great Green Idol is grinding me down, and he will soon have the Orcs in my flank, so that unit are a lost cause. And you can see brutal. I roll piss poor for my Temple God armor save. I didn't pass any 5 up armor save. He got like 10 wounds on me. I didn't pass a single one. Then he used Warlord Strike last with his great weapon on my Warlord and did a wound. That's kind of a luck for my. I think he even did 2 wounds or something. I'm not sure here. But he did some wounds. I'm still stubborn because my general is alive in that unit, thankfully, but charging him into that was not a good idea. I should have just chicken out and sacrifice some more skinks. Yeah, that would be the good thing to do. But yeah, sometimes you just gonna try. It's a casual game, so if shit happen here, nobody really cares. And yeah, unfortunately, his turn 5 shit really goes bad for my part. His Black Orcs charge, kill all the Temple Guards, unfortunately. My general gets away, thankfully, rolling 11, he rolled a 10. And as you can see, he rolls into the Triscutus with these snakes. And yeah, that's the Orc turn 5. Also, his other unit with Orc Spears charge a flank of my Skink Brave unit and they will kill them. Almost, I will roll a double one for my fleeing distance and he will capture me and kill that unit. Here is a blurry picture of the greenskin killing some dinosaurs. What important that happened in the dinosaur turn 5 is Salamander go in, flames the Orcs, killing I think the Chameleon Skinks may have killed one of them, but killing like 9, something like that. I'm not totally sure how many they were remaining, but they kill a lot. But he passes the panic check. So that's it for here, and I will later just wiping him off in my turn 6. And here the reason why my dinosaur is still alive is I get off the oak and the toughness buff on him, so he's toughness 9, so that really saves his ass. Also, that heals up my lord, so he doesn't get any points for my general because I heal up those 2 lost wounds, so that's also really good. Also, his spider Goblin King charges my lord when he has only 1 wound remaining, and my lord killed his Goblin King. But that were some pretty scary dice rolling from my part. And this is actually the last picture I have of the game, thanks to some buffs from Lord of Nature. He did not manage to kill the Bastiodon, thankfully. And yeah, that's it for this game. This game ended up being a draw, I think, or potentially a minor victory for me. I'm not really sure about this, but so to say this, he could have, if he would just combat reformed his Iron Orc down into my deployment zone, like doing a reverse conga line, just to get into my deployment zone, and then he would have gotten 500 victory points and would have won the game. So yeah, it was a very interesting game. Nice to see the green skin. I love the army in whole. So yeah, if you have any comments, feel free to put them below and I will try to answer as soon as I can. Feel free to like and start subscribing if you want to see more.